decimal expansions of irrational numbers. Let's take a look at more examples. We have learned that if the decimal expansion of a number does not terminate and it does not repeat, that number is an irrational number. Now let's say we need to find out, for example, let's say three irrational numbers between -2 and -5. How are we going to solve this? So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to, in our mind, we are going to imagine the number line and where these points are on the number line. So if you were to draw now a number line like this, so -2 will be somewhere over here and -5 will be over here, right? And the 0 will be over here. Now, again, you don't actually have to draw this on your, to answer the question, right? And this is completely not required, but this will help you understand the range of numbers from where you are looking to pick the three irrational numbers. So what do I mean by that? So our irrational numbers need to be here. So if we were to say, for example, write an irrational number -1 point something over here, will that be a valid irrational number for this question? Answer is no. Why is that? Because -1 point something will be in this area and that is not allowed, right? Similarly, if we were to write something as -2 point something, -5 point something, will that number work? That also will not work, because -5 point something will be here and that is also out of bounds, it's not available, right? So we have to write numbers which are here. So how do we do that? Well, as long as, how about if we start the numbers with -2, right? If we write all the three numbers as -2, for example, let's write, say, -2.7, and I'm going to create a pattern, 1 7 1 1 7 1 1 1 7. So this is an example of a non-terminating, non-repeating number. So this is a valid number. Let's write another one, -2 point. Let's say, how about 0 3 0 0 3 0 0 0 3, so on and so forth. So this is another example of a non-terminating, non-repeating pattern. And let's say for the third number we write something as maybe, let's say maybe 6, how about 6 7 1 6 7 1 1 6 7 1 1 1 6 7, so on and so forth. So all three of these are valid irrational numbers between -2 and -5. Now, we could have also taken one number as -2 point something, the other number as -3 point something, and the last number as -4 point something, right? Because all of these will be again within our range. So -2, -3 will be somewhere over here, -4 will be somewhere over here, right? So -2 point something, we could have written the first number as, like the way we did here, 7 1 7 1 1 7, so on and so forth. And here we could have exactly done the same thing. We could have written this as 7 1 7 1 1 7, so on and so forth. And for the last number we could have again done the same thing, 7 1 7 1 1 7, so on and so forth, right? So again, these are all valid irrational numbers in between these two given numbers. Let's take a look at one more example. How about this time we want to find out, say, 5 irrational numbers between -1 and 4/5. So this is interesting. Here we have an integer, but this is a fraction. So when we have fraction, the first thing we do is we convert this into a decimal number. So what is the decimal form of 4/5? So we just simply have to divide it, right? So we have 4, we are going to divide this by 5. So 0.0, and then it will be 8, right? So remainder is 0. So 4.5 is 0.8. So if we were to draw our imaginary number line, it will look like this. So here are the two numbers. So this is -1 and this will be 0.8. So 0.8 is 4 by 5, right? So now we have to find out 5 irrational numbers in this area. So again, we cannot actually write something like minus 1 point something. Can we do that? We cannot do that, because when we write minus 1 point something, that means it will come in this area, which is not allowed. Similarly, can we write something as 1 point something? Clearly not, because if 0.8 is here, 1 will be somewhere over here, and anything here is not allowed, right? Meaning we cannot write 0.8 something. We cannot do that, because 0.8 something will be greater than 0.8, right? 0.8 something will be greater than 0.8, so we cannot do that. So we cannot write any of these numbers. So what can we write? Well, we can simply write, we know that minus 1, then there'll be 0 somewhere over here, right? So we can simply write maybe 0 point something. So we can write all of the 5 irrational numbers as this, right? And now it's also important, the next digit, it really cannot be 8, right? So maybe we can say 0.1 something, 0.2 something, 0.3 something, 4 something, 5 something. We just cannot do 0.8 something, right? So let's write these numbers. So we can say this as maybe 1, maybe 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, so on and so forth, right? And similarly, this we can write it as maybe 2, 7, 2, 2, 7. Then there'll be 2, 2, 2, 7, right? Here we can write this as maybe 3. How about, let's make this interesting. Maybe let's write it as, say, 39, and then we say 539. Then 539, right? So on and so forth. So here we are taking 39, and in front of that we are putting 5, 5, 5, then 3 5s, like that, right? This one we can say, let's do maybe 17 over here, and then we say it is 4, 4, 17, 4, 4, 4, 17, so on and so forth. And the last one, let's say 0.5, maybe just 0.53, 0.53, then 5, 5, 3, then 5, 5, 5, 3, so on and so forth. So here, all of these numbers are irrational numbers between minus 1 and 4 over 5. So we could have also picked out some negative numbers, right? So we could have chosen some negative numbers, meaning these numbers will work. Also, if I would have just added the negative sign in front of these numbers, now these will work as well, because we can go all the way here till minus 1, meaning we could have, if we would have gone this way, we could have done minus 0.9 something. This also would have worked. We just cannot go to minus 1 and beyond, right? Let's take a look at one final example. And this time, let's say we want to find out maybe 3 irrational numbers between 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. So again, we are going to first convert them into decimal form. So 2 by 3 will simply mean, let's do that. Let's do a quick division here. So we have 2 divided by 3. So 0.6, this will be 18. We will get 2 again. So this will be 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, right? And so this number is simply 0.6 bar, right? So, and this number we have seen, it is 0.8. So if we were to draw our imaginary number line, so this will look like this. So we have the two numbers. So which are the two numbers? What is the relative positioning of the two numbers? They are both positive, and this is the smaller number, right? Because this is 0.6 something and this is 0.8. So this will be 0.666, and this one will be 0.8. So how are we going to find out numbers in this? So these are not allowed. these are not allowed, right? So in other words, if we pick, for example, how about if we pick 0.7 something? So if we pick all our numbers like this, then they will be all good, right? Yeah. How about if we were to pick 0.6, and because the next is 6, how about we were to pick 0.67, 0.68, or 0.69? These also work as well, right? So we can really create infinite irrational numbers between these two given numbers. So let's just write this down. So maybe we can write this as 73, 773, 7773, so on and so forth, right? So we can write this one as maybe 717, 7717, 77717, right? So on and so forth. And for this one, maybe we can write this as 7, let's do maybe 709, right? 2709, 22709, and so on and so forth. So we are adding two twos, then three twos, like that. So here our number was 717. So in front of 17 there is 17. Then we put 2 sevens. Then we put 3 sevens, so on and so forth. If it is all too confusing, then you could have just picked a different number, maybe 9, right? So as you can see, we can really create infinite combinations. It depends on whatever pattern you are comfortable with, but very important to have this quick mental map of what are the two numbers or two boundaries within which you are looking for your irrational numbers. So all of these are valid irrational numbers. Now what about this? So let's write some numbers like this. So 0.67, well, we can simply say 067, 0067, right? We can create something like that. And if we are feeling very lazy, we can write the same thing here, 68, 068, 0068, right? So on and so forth. And for here, let's just to mix it up, instead of using the zeros, maybe we can say 169, 1169, 11169, right? Something like that. So these will be valid irrational numbers between 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. So I hope you're able to understand how you have to analyze these questions and how you are going to step by step find the irrational numbers between the given numbers.